I'm Jessica Strickland with the Wayne County Extension Office, and today we want to talk about planting blueberries. Blueberries are very popular in eastern North Carolina and Wayne County. They're great for home gardens if you're looking for something to have some fruit. Even if it's not in a garden, putting these in your landscape, they have great fall color. Also, besides just also providing the berries, so they're really popular in our area. Today what we have here is some different varieties. Blueberries are divided into two groups, your rabbit eye group and your high bush group. Your rabbit eye group is going to mature or ripen later than your high bush group. The high bush will happen earlier. However, your rabbit eyes are the taller varieties, where the high bush are shorter varieties. So there's some differences there. Usually for home gardens, we say to start out with rabbit eyes because they're a little easier to work with, and you don't have to worry about a risk of frost since they ripen later. The varieties we have here for the rabbit eye one, we have Premier, but there's other ones like Tiff Blue, Powder Blue, or rabbit eye type blueberries. For the high bush, we have here O'Neill, but also Duke and Legacy are two others that you can have for high bush. When planting blueberries, there's a couple of things you want to do to your site to prepare before you put them in the ground. One thing is you do want to get a soil test, check your soil pH. Blueberries are a little unusual in that they like a low soil pH. They like it more acidic. So you want to check on that. Don't just assume that the pH is okay. You want to check beforehand. Also, blueberries like well-drained soils. So a lot of times people will build them up on ridges, so we've mounded up the soil some here so we can allow for some better drainage so you don't end up with wet soils on the roots of the blueberries. We started digging our holes, and these are in pots. So usually planting blueberries, we look at anywhere from late February, early March on into the spring. With these being potted plants, we can go on into the spring with planting them, and they already have some berries on them started, and then we can go ahead and plant these and get them going. Whenever you plant your blueberries, since these have been in a pot, you do want to check to see the roots, and these were very compacted together, so you want to loosen those roots up. If you don't loosen those roots up, they'll continue to kind of grow in that same circular pattern. So we've loosened these up, and so we can spread them out in our hole, and that will allow for the roots, encouraging them to grow outward. And when we put the plant in the hole, we're going to make sure that it's level with the surface here. We don't want to plant them too deep. Instead, we want to plant them where this part's level with the soil. Now that we got our blueberries planted, there's a few things you can do to help that plant get going for the season. One thing is we're going to go back and add some mulch to these once we get them all planted. That's going to help conserve moisture and reduce our weeds around the plants. Also, we've had plenty of rain, so our soil has got quite a bit of moisture in it, so we probably won't worry about watering right away. But if your soil is kind of dry, you do want to water them in good after planting. The last thing is, with the first year of having blueberries in the ground after planting, a lot of times it is recommended to prune it back by about a third, reduce the growth, and unfortunately though some people don't like doing this, it is very helpful if you're willing to take a lot of the berries or the flower buds off of the plant the first year. What that's going to allow to happen is for the plant roots to get established, and it's going to make a stronger plant in the future. But you do lose your berries for the first year is a consideration. So some people are hesitant, but if you can remove some and at least have a few berries the first year, that could be maybe a way to get around that, where you at least get something from your plant the first year. Otherwise, that's all it is to planting blueberries. If you want more gardening information, contact the Wayne County Extension Office at 919-731-1520.